You're tuned into the Tax Talk. My name is Oyinlola Sale and I'll be your host till the end of the show. The thrust of this show is to make sure that you're educated on tax administration, especially if you reside in Lagos State. Setting us off on today's episode is Business News. Stay with us.
This is Business News. The Lagos State government has continued to demonstrate the power of responsible tax revenue management by directly impacting the entrepreneurial landscape of the state. Over the past 4 years, the state has invested over 8.4 billion naira to support more than 12,000 micro, small, and medium enterprises, showcasing their steadfast commitment to fostering an economy where businesses can thrive and no one is left behind. The state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who disclosed this during the 2025 Micro Enterprise Support Initiative (MESI), organized by the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation to empower micro, small and medium enterprises, stated that the additional 1,700 dedicated individuals, women, men and youth are being empowered at the event with the essential tools, equipment and cash grants to boost their businesses. Sanwo-Olu reiterated his administration's commitment to fostering an environment where every resident, particularly women, youths and aspiring entrepreneurs, can achieve their businesses' aspirations. When we uplift one entrepreneur, we uplift an entire family, a whole community, and ultimately the future of Lagos. And that's it on Business News.
Calling on all tax professionals, policy makers and business leaders to be a part of keynote sessions, expert panels and transformative workshops designed to drive economic growth. The 27th Annual Tax Conference of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria is here. Date is 12th to 16th of May 2025. Venue is the Abuja Chambers for Commerce and Industry. We bring you 5 impactful days of insight, strategies and solutions. Theme is Taxation for Development, Policies, Law and Implementation. Discover groundbreaking ideas, engage in powerful discussions and network with top professionals shaping the future of taxation. Mark your calendars. Together we formulate. Together we fabricate. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to the Tax Talk. Our discussion today is centered on advancing tax education and professional development with the help of Dr. Yemi Sanni. We'll look at answering questions that throw light on the current situation of things. Welcome to the show, sir. Let's dive right in.
Thank you.
How would you assess the current state of tax education in Nigeria?
If you're looking at the current state of tax education in Nigeria, you'll be evaluating its integration into the educational sector. You're looking at public awareness, and you're looking at its effectiveness on tax compliance, and also probably looking at how a number of people, the stakeholders, especially the public, understand the tax policies. Now, let's take a deep dive into this. We talk about educational system, integration of this into the educational system. We start from the primary school and secondary school curriculum. If you look at what is happening right now, tax has not been fully integrated into the educational system in Nigeria at the primary and the tertiary level. We have bodies that regulate the curriculum of this primary and tertiary education. There's a need for collaboration with professional bodies like the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria to help develop a curriculum that will fit into that. At the tertiary level, we see tax being integrated into their curriculum for people that are studying accounting, finance, and probably business administration. But the question is it well integrated? Most often times you see that what you have in there is theoretical knowledge. However, you need a situation where they are prepared. So this is a bit lacking. But the Charter Institute of Taxation of Nigeria has fostered some level of collaboration with the universities and the polytechnics through the bodies that regulate them, like NUC, and that you'll find out that courses like BSc taxation now exist. HND taxation now exists. So what that has done, it has helped to integrate tax curriculum that will help people to have to be hands-on in taxation, have a thorough understanding of the tax and the practical knowledge to be able to professionally deal with tax matters, as relates to clients. So you see that is being done by CITN. Then also for tertiary institutions that do not offer tax as a course. Okay. So you see collaboration with some departments. It could be like economics, it could be accounting, it could be like finance, with the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria to develop the curriculum in taxation for them so that their students on graduation do have, hands-on tax experience. So you go about, if you look at, again, when I come down to professional certification, we talked about the educational sector, we'll talk about the professional certification. We know that the CITN is a body that is, has been established to regulate tax profession in Nigeria. So a number of the members who we'll call professional chartered tax practitioners now are saddled with the responsibility to keep themselves abreast of the tax knowledge over the period. And what the CITN does is to ensure that, they arrange certification programs as well as mandatory training for them to be able to keep them abreast of the tax matters as you get the country. Then again, you're now going into public awareness. In terms of public awareness, the tax education, how effective is it? Who are the people that are supposed to drive this? Professional bodies like CITN and other sister bodies, State Internal Revenue Service, like Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. Of course, they're doing a whole lot in that regard because, they go through the grassroots. Then the government on its own, they're supposed to do a lot of enlightenment. We ask ourselves, how effective has this been over time? Are there rooms for improvement? Of course, there are room for improvement. And you look at the grassroots. At the grassroots level, for you to be able to say you want people to be tax compliant, there's a need for them to have an understanding. And to have an understanding means certain set of people must have, enlightened them on tax matters. So at the grassroots level, where you go into the urban sector and the rural sector, rather, how much of tax knowledge do they have? So all these things are things that, you need to look at when you are trying to assess, the tax landscape in Nigeria. So with that, you find out that there's still room for a lot of development and improvement, rather. Then you look at media engagements. You see that the likes of Lagos State Internal Revenue Service and other state internal revenue service engage in radio programs, jingles to keep people abreast of tax knowledge so that, they can understand, why they need to pay tax as their civic duty. So if we look at that, that is how I can just, assess the current tax landscape in Nigeria.
How is CITN working to enhance professional developments in taxation considering evolving global tax policies?
It's in a number of ways, really. You look at how it develops its members, because its members are the one that promotes most of the, most of this. So through this, there's professional training and certification to the members. The members are split into two. we have members not in practice and the members that are in practice. Now, going by the global trend, you look at what is happening in terms of international tax space, cross-border transactions, where you are talking about at least the one that is, on now is the global minimum tax, right? So what does the CITN do to be able to keep its members abreast of all this? So there are certification programs that the Institute offers to members. Also, there are workshops. In terms of the certification, in fact, the Institute has an academy called CT Academy, which is used for certification of members in various fields like international taxation, right? So members are trained on this to be able to keep themselves abreast of the global trends in taxation. There are workshops, there are seminars, and there are engagements with other experts from around the globe to come and have discussions with the members so as to keep them in tune with the global trends.
So how many workshops and seminars does CITN organize every year?
I can tell you that workshops and seminars are offered in all the 6 geopolitical zones that we have in the country, and even the professional, mandatory professional training program cuts across all the geopolitical zones. And again, if there is any tax matter which had not been anticipated that becomes a current cause for discussion, what the CITN does, gets its experts to work together and put out things out there, you understand, to give CITN perspective to all these matters. And they also have publications, right? The CITN publishes a lot of books to be able to, talk about the different trends and current trends in taxation, to be able to keep his member abreast as well. All these are things that they do to ensure that, they keep them.
I have more questions for you, but right now we need to go on a quick break.
Okay, sure, no problem. Thank you.
Time for a short break, and when we get back, be sure to keep that seat warm.
Unlock the future of taxation. Join the most anticipated event in the tax calendar, the 27th Annual Tax Conference. Experience the ultimate blend of learning, networking, and celebration. This is your chance to gain insights from industry experts and thought leaders, to shape the future of taxation with policymakers and influencers, to connect with fellow professionals and expand your network, and to enjoy unforgettable gala nights, thrilling sport events, and many more. Theme is Taxation for Development, Policies, Law and Implementation. Date is May 12th to May 16th, 2025 at the Abuja Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Don't miss this opportunity to enhance your professional skills and knowledge, influence tax policies, and shape the future of taxation. Build lasting relationships with fellow professionals. Secure your spots now and be part of this milestone event. To register, please visit www.citnevents.org/events. We look forward to seeing you there.
This is still the Tax Talk, and we still have Dr. Yemi Sanni here with us on Corporate Talk now. Let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about the CITN Annual Tax Conference. The conference has consistently been a platform for policy discussions and professional development. What is the central theme for this year's conference, and why was it chosen?
The Annual Tax Conference is actually our baby in CITN. The theme for this year's conference is Taxation for Development, Policies, Laws, and Implementation. What gave rise to this theme? We know that in the country today, since last year, from the last half two last year, and this year, there is what a lot of people have been talking about, and these are the tax bills, the reform bills. That's the Nigerian tax bill, the Nigerian tax administration bill, the joint revenue bill, and the Nigerian revenue service bill. we believe that there's a need for a deep dive. We see a lot of things that have gone on this bill. There's been a lot of stakeholders engagement. You've seen the sit-out by the the Northern Governors Forum, the Nigerian Governors Forum themselves, by the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, NECA, on the bills. A whole lot of contributions into the bill. So there is a need for a deep dive into this. So as a result of that, we came up with this theme so that we'll come up with a lot of facilitators with experts who have in-depth knowledge in this to come and educate our teaming participants, who are going to be both members and non-members of the Institute for the conference.
So we'd like to know more details about this event, the date. Is there something special we should expect? Is there a special guest appearance, like artist, musician for the gala night? You know, something that would thrill the audience.
Yes, the date for the conference is actually May 12 to May 16. And the venue of the conference is Abuja Chamber of Commerce in Abuja. We have a number of renowned facilitators, and we are going to have panelists. And we're going to be having various perspectives to the, because there are going to be a number of sub-themes to this conference. So at the end of the conference, there's going to be a communique which is going to be published and is going to be sent to the government, you understand, to be able to take some of the points that we will have gathered together from the conference. So it's going to be an enriching and an exciting one. For the appearance, guest artist, we're keeping that to our chest right now.
Oh, really?
Yes, very close to the venue. We're going to let people know. So we don't want to have a stampede. So we're going to let that out of the bag very close to the event period.
Could you just tell us how members can register for this CITN conference?
Oh, yes, we have provision for physical attendance. That is people that will be coming and attending physically at the conference. Then we have provision for people that will be attending virtually. Now, registration is online where you can register, and it's open to both members and non-members of the public. It is seamless, just like what happened last year. You register and all your information that is needed to complete and get your tags are sent to you. And all we just need is we are waiting for you on those dates in Abuja to attend the conference. Provision have been made for various buses to move people from the airport to the venue of the conference, and also to move them from the venue of the conference to their various hotels. We've gotten discount in a lot of hotels that they can subscribe to, and they just need to mention the CITN conference and they will be entitled to discounts that we have negotiated.
On a final note, what are your thoughts on how individuals and businesses can leverage on CITN and LRS's platforms for better tax compliance? It
is very clear in the sense that both CITN and the Lagos Internal Revenue Service every time organize either one workshop, training, radio jingles, television adverts, on the social media space. So all we just need to do is, people say ignorance of the law is not an excuse. And with all the various platforms there are to educate every individual, every SME and every business about tax obligations in Nigeria, you should latch on to all these platforms. Once they latch on to the platforms, there are nuggets, there are tax education that will benefit the individual or the entrepreneur to have an understanding of how they need to go about their tax obligation in Lagos. So that will be my advice.
Our sincere thanks to you, Dr. Sanni, for taking us through the ropes on this topic today. It was an in-depth discussion, and of course, we wish you all the best in your upcoming conference.
Thank you. It's going to be a fantastic one, and you need to be there. You need to tell your friends to be there, and all your associates of work, they should attend that conference. Trust me.
Okay.
It's a conference not to miss.
And of course, can you just share the date again?
The date is May 12 to May 16 It's my baby. I carry it everywhere, so everybody can see it. You see the dates and you see the venue for the conference. That is it, you know. So, and everybody is expected to attend, and it's going to be an exciting and insightful experience for everyone. Thank you.
Wow. Wonderful. We look forward to it, sir.
Yeah. Look forward to seeing you there too.
The conversation with Dr. Sanni has made it absolutely clear that the CITN and LRS are partners in progress. Dr. Sanni is a member of the Governing Council of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, chairman of the 27th Annual Tax Conference, and recently appointed Honorable Commissioner of the Tax Tribunal by the federal government. Moving on, we take a short break and return with Tax Did It. We update our YouTube channel on a weekly basis for the purpose of keeping you educated and in the know. Follow us across social media platforms using the handles displayed on screen. We also provide you with social media handles of the LRS as well. It's now time for Tax Did It.
You could see we just conducted about a 2-hour tour of the Adiyon Waterworks. The real Adiyon Waterworks is about a kilometer and a half inside the premises. You've all taken your shots, but we have to come out, and you can see the right of way where these huge pipes, which is going all the way to Akute, which is another almost 6 kilometers away from here, which is where the raw water will be taken from Ogun River in Akute, and it's from there it gets transported all the way to Adiyon. What we notice, is that this is an impressive civil works that has to be painstakingly done, and you can see the depth of the pipes, the depth of the excavation that has to be done. And once it's completed, you can see that the finished work is fully compacted and it is turned to a real art.
This has been the Tax Talk, and we greatly appreciate you for watching from the start of the show. The LRS remains available online just in case you need any tax-related information. We always put up their contact information on screen. Check us out online as well and stay informed about everything to do with tax in Lagos State. My name is Oyinlola Saleh. Bye for now.